Pick up your copy of the Son of Man Speaks magazine today. With the Son of Man Speaks magazine, you'll receive automotive tips, wholesome recipes, financial advice, and most importantly, a true understanding of the Word of God. Get your copy of the Son of Man Speaks from these select locations. Sisters, Braid 2, 18070 Mount Elliott, the Shell gas station, 13110 West 7 Mile Road. To get a subscription, call 601-786-9788. That's 601-786-9788. The Son of Man Speaks magazine, dedicated to becoming free indeed.
Attention, brothers and sisters, viewers and listeners, now available. Your Son of Man Speaks magazine digital subscription. Your digital subscription to the Son of Man Speaks magazine will also include our monthly e-newsletter, both delivered to your inbox. If you have any questions regarding the digital magazine subscription or digital newsletter, you may send an email to shabazprinting@thenewnationofislam.com. That's shabazprinting@thenewnationofislam.com. Or call 1-601-786-9788. That's 1-601-786-9788. You can also subscribe online. Visit www.thenewnationofislam.com and click on the magazine tab to register for your online subscription.
We would like to invite you to help support the efforts of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. Visit the website at www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. That's www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. We often hear how we need to work together to rebuild the city, and we're actually doing it. You can make online donations and click on links to track the progress of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. And for more information, 313-868-0000 is a local number. Again, 313-868-0000. Support the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
To make your online tithes, offerings, donations, gifts to the Son of Man through Cash App, make your payment to $New Nation of Islam. That's $New Nation of Islam. Or call 601-786-7056. 601-786-7056.
I just used your other one though today because it did 2 drips and I was like, oh, I can use my umbrella. My homegirl was talking about it. I'm like, don't talk about it.
With our umbrellas, our customers are turning a drab day into a fab day. After all, representation matters. In other words, rain or shine, we've got you covered. Introducing Designs by Deej, your one-stop gift shop for all things handmade and unique. Our products range from our most popular umbrellas, blanket and pillow sets, handmade coasters, and other statement pieces that showcase the beauty of our melanin and natural hair in a beautiful and empowering way. You can find our brand at the sister shop locations in New Jersey and Atlanta, Georgia, or you can visit our website, www.designsbydeej.com. Again, that's www.designsbydeej.com.
Are your clothes coming apart at the seams? Universal Seamstress and Tailoring has got you covered. At At Universal Seamstress and Tailoring, we specialize in a wide variety of alterations and transformations to make and keep your clothes looking and fitting their best. From hem jobs to downsizing suits and dresses for a perfect fit to replacing zippers and buttons, Universal Seamstress and Tailoring is your one-stop shop for clothing maintenance. Also, do you have a logo for your clothes you'd like to wear? Universal Seamstress and Tailoring can put it there. That's right. At Universal Seamstress and Tailoring, we not only do alterations, but embroidery as well. Shirts, pants, coats, hats, even bags. If you can wear it, we can embroider it. So remember, whether it be alterations or embroidering you need, Universal Seamstress and Tailoring has got you covered. Universal Seamstress and Tailoring is located at 1404 Main Street, Fayette, Mississippi. Come and see us or give us a call at 601-786-0540.
We love Detroit. We are at where?
Hey, Larry, we are right here on Mount Elliott in Detroit at Sister's Braid 2 Hair Salon.
Ooh, I'm talking. Come on, please, this place. It looks like Beverly Hills
It's
inside
absolutely
here.
beautiful. And you guys know I wear my braids. Larry's going to buy me something. It's going to be a hair, you guys.
What you want?
It's going to be my hair today.
How about a braid?
Not A-braid. Welcome to this week's edition of We Love Detroit. I am on Detroit's east side at Sister's Braid 2, a beautiful hair salon. I am here with the CEO, Miss Crystal. How are you today, Miss Crystal?
I'm good. Thank you.
I am so excited to be here. Everybody know I love my hair and I love my braids. Typically, you guys know, but you have to tell us, how did Sister's Braid 2 get started?
We started Sisters Braid 2 in 2009 in order to bring back some experience and quality and great customer service to this craft that I love so much.
Yes, wonderful. And it's so clean and professional. And I have such a warm feeling when I come in. It's beautiful in here. It's decorated so beautifully. What made you come and choose this spot right in the heart of Detroit on Detroit's east side? What made you come over?
Well, we have this building and we just wanted to do something with it. It's a collective effort from the New Nation of Islam. And we came in and they allowed me to decorate it and set up like I wanted to, and that's how we got started with that.
Now listen, not only do you guys do braids, because that's what's in the title, but you don't only do braids, you do all hair care here, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about some of the other services you offer.
Yep, so we offer all phases of braids, but we also offer natural styles like 2-strand twist, scalp twist, men's braids, children's braids, crescent curls. The only thing we don't do is chemicals.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. And you know what? That's really important for all year round. And it's so huge now. It's been about protective styles for our hair, not just for the winter months, but all year round. It is important to protect our hair the best we can. And you do all styles for that. So I love that. But let's talk about an important product that you have, a really well-known product. Let's talk about that.
Okay, right. That's our Sister Shea oil.
Sister Shea oil.
Yes, it's loaded with 10 to 12 great natural oils, aloe vera, shea butter, grapeseed oil, rosemary. So all those things that soothe the scalp while you're in braids, or even if you're not in braids, those things are going to hydrate those coils.
I love it.
And keep your hair healthy.
And it's done really well, right? You've been on some really well-known shows, right?
Yeah, we've been on Live in the D. We've been on Channel 7. We're featured in Small Business Saturdays.
Fantastic.
We have the Spirit of Detroit Award.
She's on the Spirit of Detroit Award.
Yeah,
And now she's on
Detroit Award.
We Love Detroit.
Absolutely.
Now she's come around.
Yes.
Absolutely. We just love it. Right here, Sisters Shea is the product. Sisters Braid 2 is the shop. When are you open, Crystal?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday. We start as early as 8 a.m. We take our last appointment around 6 p.m.
So appointments, because you want to make sure that you're being considerate of others' time.
Yes.
And because that's something that's very important to us.
In order to give that comfortable quality service, we feel like the only way to go is by appointment.
That's right.
As soon as you get in, you're getting in the chair, you're getting serviced.
My favorite. I will definitely be coming down. That's my braids. You guys must too. It's beautiful in here. Over a decade of experience, wonderful customer service. It's so beautiful in here. I have to say again, right here on Detroit's east side on Mount Elliott. Sisters grade too.
Yes.
You have to come down. They got to come down to see us, right, Chris?
Yes, absolutely.
Because we love Detroit.
Yes.
Can't say
We
it with
love
me.
Detroit. Yes.
We love Detroit. One more time.
We love Detroit.
Hey, another show, JJ.
Larry, wasn't that so nice?
It was so fascinating. You know, it's amazing what people can do when they put their mind to it.
Absolutely, especially in this beauty industry. You guys have to make sure you come on down to Sisters Braid too.
It's a jewel
Yeah.
in your own neighborhood.
Larry didn't buy me a style today, but at least I got an appointment for next
And I
time.
gave you a smile.
All the time.
See you next week.
Murray, out of the pocket. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Murray hits the downfield. Oh, man, the power's out again.
You have reached Quality Construction and Engineering, your #1 emergency generator source.
Power outages can be unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive to your life. With a backup generator, your life goes on uninterrupted with power when you need it. Not to mention the peace of mind of having your property suited to weather the storm.
Whoever would have thought in Houston, Texas, that we would have an ice storm? It did happen, and that Sunday night when it came in, I got up and looked out the front door. Everything was pitch black. It was horrible. Something out of a novel or a science book that you had never seen before. Once the lights went out, my generator popped on. It ran 55 hours. The only one had lights.
Get your backup generator installed with Quality Construction. We install both residential and commercial generators, so you're always covered. Schedule your consultation with us by calling 1-855-876-9370. That's 1-855-876-9370. Or visit us online at www.powerqec.com. That's www.powerqec.com. Financing is available with low monthly payments and 0% interest for 18 months.
That was the best investment that we could have ever made. That's my backup, the generator.
Generators with Quality Construction, built tough enough to weather the storm.
SOS Graphic Design provides agency-quality professional graphic design services from established companies to startups and individuals, creating a simple logo to complete rebranding and delivering visual communication with print media. Everything SOS Graphic Design does has a single unifying objective: to set your business apart. We are at your service. Call 313-342-2166. That's 313-342-2166, or online at www.sosgraphicdesigns.com.
Capital Area Planning Services offers a variety of services catered to your land development needs. We offer landscape design, residential design, land planning, mapping and consulting services, and more. We have over 20 years of design and land planning experience. CAPS LLC offers services to developers, builders, architects, surveyors, contractors, government agencies, and private landowners. Feel free to contact us to find out which services are available in your area. You may reach us at 601-326-2966. That's 601-326-2966. You can also visit us on the web at www.capsllconline.com. Let us put on our thinking caps to serve your land development needs.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Brothers and sisters, are you tired of reading the Holy Scripture and not really understanding what you read? And if you're reasonably sure, have you ever tested that what you feel you know with someone that has a different view than your own? Then let's talk with one another. Then let's reason with one another on a Scriptural Discussion with the Son of Man every Wednesday at 9 p.m., Friday at 9 p.m., and Sunday at 12 noon. on WHPR TV Detroit Live, 88.1 FM WHPR, and Comcast Cable. Why don't you call and discuss the Holy Bible, and if you have one, the Holy Quran, and come to an agreement about the Holy Scriptures and their true meaning? You can call in live on the air at area code 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, or 313-868-0351. That's 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, or 313-868-0351. And now, let's go live with a scriptural discussion with the Son of Man.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Truthful, and the Most Just, I greet all of you once again who are hungry and thirsty for the true understanding of the Holy Scriptures and for truth in general. I greet you all with the greeting words of peace. May Allah's salam alaikum. We want to, I was asked a question last night, I forgot what it was, but I had told the man I'd go deeper into it tonight, and I will, but first I want to, if I can remember, refresh my memory. The people who have disagreements or questions for us, we always welcome you to come in and question us. For instance, you have some people who doubt the truth of what we are speaking about, where white people came from and where brown and yellow people came from. If you disagree with our history of that we have recited to you, come in and tell us where they came from. We made them. It's strange how white people, they don't seem to have a problem with us telling them that we made them. If they do, well, they haven't told me. We get some anonymous letters sometime from people. And so if you think you have a proof that what we teach about them is false, as the messenger said, if one word that we are teaching is a lie about what we are giving you, then the whole thing is a lie. God ain't never chose no such thing as a liar to represent him. You don't go back in my history and find me contradicting myself. You will find me adding to what I said, going into more depth of what I said. But no, it's strange to hear people saying that they don't believe you in so many words, and thinking because they said they don't believe you that means that they have some kind of proof that what you are saying is wrong. Your disbelief does not make us wrong. Your disbelief was accounted for in the Word of God. And it simply says, there's a chapter in the Holy Quran entitled The Disbeliever. And it tells me what to say to him. Let's see, what chapter is that? What is it? 103 seemed to come to mind. Maybe. No. Elephant. But it's strange how, you know, it's chapter 109. And it's you think your disbelief somehow is evidence that what we are teaching is not correct. The Holy Quran says, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. It tells me to say this. Say, O disbelievers, I serve not what you serve, nor do you serve him whom I serve, nor shall I serve that which you serve, nor do you serve him whom I serve. For you is your recompense or reward, and for me is my reward. Just that simple. And as I've told you, my reward is with me. His name shall be called Emmanuel, meaning God with us. Well, that's the truth. The truth that was with Jesus, Moses, David, Solomon, they all brought it in parts. But it's all the Word of God. And it's all with me. Do you understand? So his name is rightly called Faithful Man of God, Emmanuel. Yes. So, I was asked a question last night. What was that man asked me?
Yes, sir. JBA was asking if you could teach the meaning of Jesus's miracles, such as Jesus.
No, that wasn't the last question he asked me. No. No, that wasn't the last one that I was asked. So, because I answered that one already. But anyway, if I didn't really leave a lot to be a lot more to be said on that question. I knew that, so I was pretty concise with the answer. But it was some other things that I would have went into, but I didn't. So anyway, it's not that big a deal. Let's see here.
Muhammad, he will be told to break. Put him on a cross. But making it possible for us to get in such a pain.
I was, when you are a judge and you let your personal feelings enter into your judgment of people, when it gets personal, it's time for you to recuse yourself. when you sit up in judgment of people, you're supposed to represent the law that you are upholding, not your personal vendetta. Do you understand? And that's what many of you don't understand with me. I got a letter from a person, and they thought I was harming us by saying that we are responsible for what white people have been doing for the past 6,000 years. I'm not the one that invented that. I didn't, I just was bearing witness to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had taught us. And I'm a firm believer in that if you set something in motion, then you should take responsibility for what you set in motion. And we can't, on the one hand, boast that we made white people and we made them devils, and then wash our hands of what they did. What? How you do that? Do you understand? If you made him, and he could very well, as the messenger, I'll let you hear the messenger talk about it. See, I had to go down this road in order to stay on the path of my fathers, of the messengers of God. The minute I start contradicting any of them, then I've left their path. Do you understand? I can't contradict them. I have to bear them witness. I have to verify that they told the truth. That's what was prophesied of me. Allah told them to bear me witness, and told them that a messenger will come to you verifying that which is with you. You shall believe in him, and you shall aid him. So, excuse me. So that's what I do. I want you to listen to the messenger here. For he kind of surprised everybody when he was saying thank you to white people. I remember once he said in the Theology of Time, he said, as much hell as we done come from them, and evil that they have done to us, you should not be wanting to do nothing. You ought to be saying, loan me one of them cannons you got over there. so you should not want to give them any credit for anything they do of good. They done did so much evil to you. But we are not a people who ignore justice. And justice dictates if you're going to be the judge, then you have to remove emotionalism from your judgment. Do you understand? Because the minute you start using emotionalism in your judgment, well, now your judgment is clouded. Because, where in the law does it say what you're doing there? No. And so, in order to be just, you must weigh the good and the evil, but you must weigh them, and whatever good that the person has done. That's why I asked you to produce and tell me, what did Donald Trump do when he was president that was good for the United States? What did he do? When he left office, this country was in terrible shape. But that's when he left. But during the time he was president, what did he do to make a more perfect union? For that's the whole purpose of the Constitution. It is to promote, a perfect union. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. That's what the Constitution was ordained for. So what did he do that made the people of the United States more unified and more willing to preserve their union? What did he do? I know what he did, and everybody know what he did to divide the union and to break it up. Which that's what he confessed to when he was running for office, that he was going to drain the swamp. And I told you that he didn't mean he was going to physically drain the swamp. That's already been done. It was drained to build Washington. The only thing that you can do to drain it now is to remove the government that's on it. And I told you that's what he's talking about doing. You thought that what I was saying was not factual. But now I hear you all in the media from the left and the right acknowledging that man trying to destroy. He's a clear and present danger to your country. If you had listened to me when I first told you, of course you didn't believe that I'm the Son of Man. And that's why you didn't listen to me. Travel in the land and see what was the end of the rejectors. Let me show you some other stuff going on around the world here. While you sitting up here thinking that this is some kind of game that we playing here. This ain't no game. This the end of the world.
Mother Nature at her worst. In Libya, as many as 10,000 people are feared dead from floods. And in Morocco, the death toll is nearly 3,000 as teams pick through what remains of entire towns after last week's earthquake. We have the latest on both of those unfolding disasters. And Donald Trump trying to win his legal battles before they even really get going. The former president filing a motion to dismiss one case and urging a judge to recuse herself in another. Does either effort have any chance of working? But we start with the perfect storm of political and ideological battles marking the return of the House to Capitol Hill. Some of those fights intentional.
I ain't interested in that. Man, talking about impeaching President Biden. It's some crazy folks. Isn't it strange that these people can talk about impeaching a president that's done did plenty for the country? But when it came time to impeach somebody who had really harmed the country, they looked the other way. I told you you had traitors sitting up in your government, didn't I? Okay. I'm skipping past the talking heads. I'm not, there's people there.
Floods.
Stay off the freeway.
For what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We have breaking news out of Libya where authorities keep upping the estimate, now estimating as many as 3,000 people there are dead. At least 10,000 more still missing after Mediterranean storm Daniel collapsed dams near multiple coastal cities and unleashed catastrophic floods across the North African nation. This is the aftermath in the northeastern city of Marj. Acres of farmlands just flooded out. In many places, the roads turning to rivers and even washing away entire neighborhoods. You can see emergency crews in Libya's fourth largest city earlier today, assisting cars and drivers caught up in those floods. NBC News foreign correspondent Josh Lowe.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said a long time ago, he said, you're going to be so hungry that you will desire to eat each other. And he said, and if the other one don't watch you, you will do it. Yeah. Just wait.
Is following this story for us. Josh, what do we know about where things stand right now as the sun sets in Libya?
Well, Chris, according to authorities on the ground there in Libya, the health system in the area has now collapsed. The few remaining functional hospitals in the Derna area are now essentially sorting grounds for the bodies that are coming in by the hundreds. And you mentioned that death toll. We've been seeing in the last hours that death toll increase by the thousands, and it's expected to rise far higher. And part of the reason it's difficult for them to get a handle on the scope of this disaster right now is that a lot of the bodies, according to local officials, are either buried under rubble or were frankly swept out into the Mediterranean Sea when those floodwaters descended on this area. And I want you to hear from an official from the Red Cross and Red Crescent Society who talked about what they're seeing on the ground.
The death toll is huge, and it might reach 2,000. But what we can confirm now that thousands of people have lost their lives, thousands of people has lost their homes, and thousands of families are stranded or lost.
A disaster of this magnitude would be difficult for any country to respond to in the best of times. But these are not the best of times in Libya, Chris. Remember, for the last decade or so, this country has essentially been in a state of civil conflict with multiple rival governments fighting for control, each backed by different militias that are fighting each other. And so there's been a lot of neglect to the crumbling infrastructure there. It's difficult to get information. It's difficult to get assistance flowing into these hard-hit areas, but we are now finally starting to see some of that assistance trickling in. I just spoke with an official here in Doha who told me that Qatar will be sending 2 aircraft this evening, leaving from Al Udeid Air Base here in Doha, heading first to Benghazi to bring supplies eventually to the flood-hit areas. We also heard from President Biden a little while ago in a statement where he said that the U.S. is providing funds and also coordinating with the UN and Libyan authorities, figuring out how the U.S. can help, Chris.
Josh Letterman, thank you for that new update. And now to Morocco, where anger and desperation are mounting 4 days after a devastating earthquake. At this hour, at least 2,900 people have been confirmed dead and as many as 300,000 in need of humanitarian aid. Rescue teams are continuing to struggle to reach remote villages where locals say they feel abandoned by their government, left alone to dig through rubble for their loved ones. Morocco's reluctance to accept international help in this monumental recovery effort has baffled foreign governments, so far allowing only 4 countries to help and ignoring offers from the U.S., the UN, and several major European nations. NBC's Raf Sanchez is reporting from Marrakesh. Raf, where does this search and rescue mission stand right now? What can you tell us?
Well, Chris, for families who are missing a loved one, they are hoping against hope that there will be more rescues. And I can tell you, late last night, a young boy was actually pulled out from underneath the rubble in one of those remote villages up in the high Atlas Mountains. And that is giving a new sense of energy and direction to those rescue teams who are still fanned out all across this disaster zone. But Chris, being brutally realistic, we are now outside what experts call the golden window, the first 72 hours after a disaster. It is very difficult to survive under rubble without water in this heat under these conditions. And so a lot of the rescue effort is now pivoting to recovery, trying to get bodies out from underneath the rubble. We spoke earlier to a Spanish rescue team. They said they are sending their search dogs home because they believe at this point there is no chance of finding anybody else alive. There are still so many challenges, though, beyond the rescue facing Morocco. One of them, finding shelter for the untold thousands of people who have lost their homes. We met a grandmother called Zahra in a very remote village on a hillside, and I want to show you just a little bit of our conversation.
We're here because all the houses fell down, she says, and we have nothing. All our belongings, our money, clothes, everything was inside.
This is everything you have.
Zahra unwrapping her hijab to show us an injury.
You hear in the back of the head as the roof came down? A brick.
Chris, you mentioned the anger and frustration of people here. We saw some of that up close earlier. We were in one of the larger towns. A Moroccan military convoy rolled up. They were distributing tents, and people...
Woe to America. The judgment is set. And the chastising is going on. The signs that would come to her, prophesied by the prophets of old, is now going on. They are here before our eyes. 4 great judgments did he tell me out of his mouth. God in person. Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. That is rain, snow, hail, and earthquakes. Listen for your earthquakes. They're going on in America. Listen that.
Haven't you been listening and paying attention to earthquakes that's been hitting in this country? And you see them all over the earth now. Earthquakes. This is prophesied. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you, and what Jesus told you too. There shall be earthquakes in diverse places. We had never heard the term. I had never heard of a tsunami. Had you? Some of you, I remember when the first time I heard tsunami was that beach where 180-something thousand people got killed. And they used the term tsunami. I said, what in the world is that? And, but that's a wave created by an underwater earthquake. And it travels at approximately 500 miles an hour. So when you see it, when you do see the wave, it's too much. It's pretty much too late to get out the way. Do you understand? So,
weatherman tells you what's going on in other states. It's now going on. Listen to your friends tell you over the phone and in their letters what they see, the dreadful things happening.
Just like that storm they called Daniel. I ain't heard nothing about that. Had you heard about it? But they ain't telling you all of this stuff that's happening around the world. I mean, this is the end for you. You sitting up here practicing your evil and whatnot. It's gonna be a whole lot of you can make fun of Mitch McConnell if you want to, but that's what all of you gonna look like pretty soon. Hey, I'm gonna fix you. You remember I told you I'm gonna fix you? You mark my words. That's what your immune system says to viruses and stuff that come in and wreak havoc. Is that I'm gonna fix you. Huh? I'm gonna either fix you or I'm gonna fix you. do you understand what I'm saying there? Yeah. I'm gonna heal you or I'm gonna kill you. Now that's the main thing. So you just go ahead, keep scheming. When you see them walking around, can't blink and can't talk, then you'll know that's one of them that was scheming. Do you understand? Okay.
Wake up! It has already come to you. The shaking of the earth, the leveling of the cities is the last thing that will happen.
And before these things come to pass on America and large scale, Allah shakes a little small place. Give her a little small shake, just to wind her. And then at a distance, afar, she reads what is going on there. Trouble. Cities is destroyed by earthquake. Rain is wiping away others. Storms. I said to you, this is the judgment.
Did you see and you read? You hearing? Storms? Rain wiping away cities? Libya? Went over there in that city in Libya? What about the earthquake in Morocco? Leveling of cities. Huh? Is that judgment?
To teach you more about this judgment. But this album won't hold it. But I will make another one to finish getting you over into the knowledge that this is the judgment and the time have arrived that you and me must take a stand on the side with our God, Allah, and the people of ours, the black nation. Oh, we be destroyed with the white nation. Thank you.
Remember, I told you. I didn't start this with you. You started it with me. I came to you offering you salvation and hope. And you offered me threats and death. So, just remember, you started it. Now let's get back over here to something else that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had said.
Muhammad, he will be told to break. We cannot lay down. Yes, sir. We must get up. Yes, sir. And go to work. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. We want to thank the Chicago white people for making it possible for us to obtain the country club, for making it possible for us to get in such position where we can prove ourselves worthy of that position. You don't disrespect people that is trying to respect you. Yes, sir. I remember the last time that I was out to the airport. They let me and my followers get on first. Yes, sir. Now remember that flag is still flying over America. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honor and respect the man. Yes, sir. That's right. Because he still have his flag. Mm-hmm. There's much that can be interchanged between them and us. Mm-hmm. In that way of respect. Yes, sir. We don't have to get up to try to make fun of them just because you have learned yourself. And now you have learned them. Yes, sir. That's right, Apostle. Just remember. Yes, sir. That they show you respect after you have learned yourself. Yes, sir, Apostle. Show them respect too. Yes, sir. Because when you didn't know yourself, you didn't respect yourself, nor anyone else. That's right. Them too. That's right. Because we didn't know ourselves. Yes, sir. But now we respect ourselves and we respect them. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. You go out there disrespecting the honor of this land. They are known. As long as they're in power. Yes, sir. I think you will be showing disrespect for the high honor that has been conferred on you. Yes, sir. And me, by God. Yes, sir. Thank you, dear Holy Apostle. Yes, sir. Respect everybody. Yes, sir. Respect you. Right. Right.
You know, in this world they have a saying. The same people you meet on the way up, you go meet them on the way down. Huh? You know, when it's just like you, white people, bigotry and hateful, people that go around disrespecting people simply because you have position of advantage. We met you on your way up doing that same thing. Now you on your way down, and I don't know if you done noticed, but I'm just about the only one outside of you that's trying to head off your fall. Everybody else, they trying to help you fall. Because they don't know what I know. and like a fool, you don't want them to hear me. The reason you don't want them to hear me is because I'm your replacement. And you know it. You know, when you meet someone, it's just like people that they get angry with me for telling them I'm the supreme being. And they say that nigga done lost his mind. But you notice none of them come in here to challenge me on what I say. Huh? Let me tell you something. It's a simple way to prove who the supreme being is. Just find something that other beings have tried to do and none was able to do it. Huh? And then one comes along and makes something that looks so hard, makes it look so easy. Kind of like that you saw Age of Ultron, when Thor put his hammer down and they was in the room there, and they was he told them, well, you know, anyone who is worthy to rule can pick up this hammer. Do you understand? And so all of them tried to pick it up, and they said, oh, it's a trick. And yet in the end, Ultron picked it up, and so did Thanos. Huh? Because even though they were Thanos had a goal in mind that people hated, but Thanos was getting ready to get rid of half the people, and he was doing it not just to some, but to his and everybody else's. Do you understand? He had just intentions. Kind of like 5 was wise and 5 was foolish. Huh? But he made it a random thing, but in his mind, that was the most just way he could come up with doing it. Do you understand? And so, but the mere fact that all of them could pick it up was proof that Thor was not the supreme being. Do you understand? Okay. Even though he may have been qualified to rule. So all of the messengers of God, they recognized that they were not the supreme one. And they didn't declare themselves to be. As Jesus was asked, did you say to men to take these words? You said, take me and my mother as gods in derogation of God? And Jesus answered, he said, never could I have said what I had no right to say. He says, I said not to them, but what thou didst command me, to serve Allah, my Lord and your Lord. And he said, and if I had said it, you would have indeed known it, for you know in full what's in my mind, and I know not what's in yours. Do you understand? And none of the messengers of God knew what I know. None of them. They didn't understand the things that I understand, because they didn't have the knowledge in full that I have. Do you understand? And so the book that nobody could pick up and understand and read, Allah said, son of man, you take it and eat it up, and then go speak as me. Huh? And so, why you think the Holy Quran says in this second chapter, I, Allah, am the best knower? I was told to say that. The Bible says, and no man knoweth who the Father is but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. If you had understood that, you would have known that the Father is the truth. And no one knows the truth but me, and he who I reveal the truth to. Do you understand? If I didn't reveal the scriptures understanding to you, you wouldn't have never had it. You'd have been worshiping these false religions for the rest of your life. You'd have been speaking all these false religious doctrines. You see? So the mere fact that I'm able to open up books that's too high for you, then they're above you. Then obviously they're not above me, because I'm opening the understanding of them to you. They was leading up to me. So if I can come to you from books that's above your head, then he that's from above is above all. Supreme means above all. People always get mad when they've been had something for a long time. What did that movie when when Neo went to see the Oracle, and she told him that he needed to go get the key maker, and she said he's with the Merovingian, and he's a very powerful program. And Neo said, well, what does he want? She said, what do all men with power want? More power. And what do all undeserving men with power want? They always want more power. It's just like somebody who amasses money for the sake of having money. They ain't never gonna have enough, because they don't actually want the money to do something with it. They want the money because they want the money. Do you understand? That is their whole goal in life, to just have money, have all the money. And so they don't do nothing with it. There's plenty of people with more money than they could spend in 10 lifetimes. And yet, the world is in bad shape. And they could help, but they don't. Because that's not what they want. That's not what they do. They just amass money so they can say they're the richest man in the world. Or they can, that's their goal, is to become the most richest. Men who have power that don't deserve power. They just want more power, because they are empty inside. And so, the more that they can hide up under the cloak of being powerful, then when people go to question them, they can ask you, well, who are you to question me? And that kind of thing. And get him out of here. Get them, they just don't want you to see how really weak in their mind that they really are. Do you understand? Most people think that the average wealthy person is real smart. That's just chance happened, and they ain't no smarter than you. They just happen to get lucky at some. You know that by what they've done with their wealth. If they're so smart, why is the world in such terrible shape with all these smart people with money? What are they doing to show how smart they really are? It's like something that has been said by many intelligent people, that power does not change you. Power brings out what was hidden in you. Do you understand? You see? So when I look at the world, I don't see wisdom. I see foolishness. And when I see some trying to exercise wisdom, the President of the United States is trying to exercise some wisdom, and he's being rejected just like me. So I don't, I don't, but he is in their rejection of him. It's just like with Donald Trump. He does not respond to Donald Trump like I would respond to Donald Trump, because his training in politics limits his ability to respond without without people being able to condemn. You see. But I could respond and nobody could condemn me. But that's because I'm the Son of Man. You see. Donald Trump, he is a coward. When he gets a chance to face the Justice Department head on in court, he does not say anything. But when he gets outside of the arena where confrontation is not what you call official, then he talks to people more ignorant than him and makes all of these wild claims and whatnot. And the Justice Department, they can't respond in the way that to counter what he's out there saying, because that's not allowed. The Justice Department does not try cases outside of court. Do you understand? So they don't involve themselves in gossip and in witchery. Do you understand? And so when I say witchery, I mean, one man saying this, another one saying that. Ain't nobody on the oath, so you don't know who telling the truth and who lying. Do you do you understand which is which? But when he gets under oath, he pleads the fifth. Now, what does that tell you about that man? It tells you that the man is a criminal. Do you understand? How you gonna be incriminated if you're not a criminal? I mean, that's just. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you something. When you speak the truth, there is no way, if you didn't do a thing, and if you didn't, that your words can incriminate you. That's why honest people, they don't hardly take no Fifth Amendment. They talk and tell the people that they didn't do this, and this is, whatever questions you got for me, I'll answer. It's no problem. But some crooks, they don't take the fifth, and they wind up like Donald Trump. He's out there, he takes the fifth, but then he starts talking when he's in public. And so they keep records of what he's saying in public. And then they find out he's confessing in public to things that he took the fifth on, and they are in the official capacity. So, he's he's the walking definition of a fool. The fool always thinks that everybody else is a fool and that he is the wise one. A con man thinks like that. He says it's a sucker born every minute. Not realizing he's the real sucker. Because he never actually grew past babyhood. And he's still sucking off of other people's resources. He's still sucking his food. Do you understand? Yeah. Con men are suckers. Like babies nurse their mothers, con men nurse people who would help them or who would believe them. They nurse and suck them dry. But only it is better to deal with like Blade and them fellas called the vampire suckheads. Do you understand? They suck your blood out of you. Suckers. So, there's many things that, I see that I could use as examples that you could understand. Do you understand? Because we all watch these movies, you see. See, I experience things that you experience in all of their afflictions or experiences. He was afflicted. Huh? Yeah. So that's what's written. But as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is speaking, you hear him giving credit to white people and admonishing us. He said, now remember, their flag is still flying over America. Honor and respect the man, because he still has his flag. You see, but you're not interested in righteousness. There's a lot of people that you hear them praising Malcolm X. Malcolm X didn't teach no righteousness to you. Malcolm X just got up talking about white people, talking about the old pale thing and all that kind of thing. That's what you like. And, you like the way that he'd stand up and seemingly unafraid say things that were kind of mocking of white people. But you can't tell me nothing Malcolm X taught you about being a righteous and upright human being. What did he teach you about righteousness? You see, that's what you would like somebody to stand up in front of you and just run down people. Well, that's not what messengers of God are about. We tell the truth. We speak the truth. And we are trying to give everyone a chance to save themselves from the corrupt mind that one of us, one of our gods, one of our grantors of dominion, save everybody from the mind that Jacob let loose on our planet. Do you understand? Because we recognize that the flesh is not the problem. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, and against the minds that the rulers of the darkness, of the evil that this world is practicing. Flesh only practices what minds tell it. And if you can't deal with what's in the mind, killing flesh ain't gonna help you. And you to diss to acknowledge that, even though you know it's true. And your worst mistake was calling yourself passing judgment on me. Because I'm the only thing standing between you and hell. And when you refused to get behind me, you headed for hell. Matter of fact, you remain in hell. Hell is misunderstanding. You done chose to ignore the salvation that has been offered to you face to face. So the keys of hell and death can't be used on you, because you have welded yourself shut. Key don't work in a door that's welded shut. Some of our people are so dumb, the messenger said, that God himself can't help them. He said that for to let me know, look, you ain't able to help all these people, so just don't even try. As he said, if I can do anything with you, he said, you are saved. If I can't, say God is not going to try. And he said, if they won't hear Moses and the prophets, then ain't no sense in sending Lazarus to them, because they ain't going to be persuaded, though he rose from the dead. Do you understand? Okay.
If God give way to them to rule, then you honor their rule. That's right. As long as they are in power to rule, then respect them. Yes, sir. This I mean from my heart. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everywhere we go, respect people, and people will respect you. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, that's right. Don't think that you are so great now just because God promised you the kingdom. Wait until you get in it. Yes, sir. And again, you must remember.
Yes, people think that we are after revenge. It's a difference in revenge and vengeance. Revenge is evil for evil. Vengeance is the result of justice. Do you understand? You see, when you are offered peace and you turn peace away and attack the one who offered you peace, revenge ain't got nothing to do with that. Vengeance comes after that. Do you understand? And you brought it on yourself. Many people think that an offer of salvation to someone who has been practicing evil is somehow counterproductive. No, it is justice. If you make me into, it's just like a slave. We were made into slaves. And there was a good example is when they talk about how bad we smell. Well, he's the one that trained the slave that bath day was Saturday. He trained the slave to that. Huh? I remember when I was growing up, I took a bath once a week on Saturday. I didn't know, I didn't like to take baths. To tell you the truth, my daddy and mother used to have to make me go there and take a bath. Well, I remember that. That came all the way with us from slavery. And then they made fun of us as though we did that to ourselves. Huh? We didn't do that to ourselves. We didn't enslave ourselves. They did it. It was their fault. Likewise, Yaqub made them devils. So it was our fault. Do you understand? Justice dictates you don't blame the creature for being what you made him. Or at least offer him the chance to be remade. So that's what the scriptures offer. It says, we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the sounding of the last trumpet. You see? So I'm offering everybody a chance. Like the man who sent laborers out in the field, told him he'd give them a penny at the end of the day. And then he found around the 11th hour, when it was almost quitting time, he found some others standing around doing nothing. Said, why are you just standing around here? He said, because no man gave us work. He said, well, notice now, no man gave them work. Where's that parable at? I want to make sure I'm not getting this wrong here. Where's that parable in the gospel?
Matthew chapter 20.
Matthew chapter 20. It says, and what...
Is that it starts at
let me see.
First verse.
But that ain't the verse I want to go to. It says, and he says, here it is. And about the 6th verse says, and about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, why stand you here all the day idle? See, now you forgot that in the Sabbath day, what did Moses tell his people? He said, 6 days shall you labor and do what? But the Sabbath day shall be a holy day unto who? And in it thou shalt do what? Don't do no work. Stand idle. Huh? Okay. So they said unto him, he saith unto them, he found others standing idle, and said unto them, why do you stand ye here all the day idle? Why you ain't working? And they said unto him, because no man have hired us. Well, the Lord himself ain't hired us. Huh? The Lord got to come give us something to do. Is that right? Okay, so it says, he saith unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall you receive. So when the even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. And but when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought, ain't worked but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered, and one of them, and said, friend, look, I do thee no wrong. Didst not you agree with me for a penny? Take that which is yours, and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is your eye evil because I am good? Meaning what? You look at me doing a good thing, doing a charitable thing, and you look at it as something evil? What is wrong with you? So, I mean, there's a lot of white people ain't accepting my offer. Well, I mean, I'm not begging them. That's on them. That ain't on me. I know what's finna happen to them. I saw it at the beginning of my mission. You saw a little example of it with Mitch McConnell standing up there and couldn't talk. And his eyes wouldn't blink. Which I told you, I saw a whole black, white, all people walking around like zombies. You know, I ain't worried about what's going to happen to you. I know what you're going to get. Think you going to plan and scheme against me? You ain't going to plan and scheme against nobody. Because you ain't going to have no mind to plan with. So, but anyway, let's go on.
Ruler being dishonored and dishonoring people, he is dishonoring himself. Yes,
That's a good example of Donald Trump. Ron DeSantis. What's his name there? Bill Abbott, or what's his name? Greg Abbott. I mean, it's just, that's examples of that all over. A ruler by being dishonorable and dishonoring people, he's bringing dishonor upon himself. Do you understand? You know, no upright person thinks much of Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis or Greg Abbott. And nobody like them. I mean, they are dishonorable people. There's no such thing as an honorable liar. Then wants to set up a doctrine in school to teach, to purposely misrepresent history to the children. That's I mean, you know, that goes along with what Barr said. How you think history? They asked him the question, how you think history gonna remember you for supporting Donald Trump and what he's doing? He said, well, our history is written by the winners. No, history is not written by winners. History is written by prophets and truthful people. Do you understand? I'll show you an example. When you was in school, matter of fact, you look at the statistics. When you look at basketball, the Chicago Bulls won quite a few championships, didn't they? When you looked at the history of their games, if they lost some games, that was in their history. They didn't say that, they didn't rewrite history and miswrite history. How many losses they had was in the history. Didn't make no difference who won or who lost. History is written by truthful people. If it is, if the history is not truthful, it's not history. Do you understand? You see? And when you let someone give you a lie about history, then that person is just like if you let someone convince you that you trying to get home, and you let somebody convince you that the way home was not the that you remember is not the right way, and you don't trust your own truthful memory, well, then you ain't gonna never get back home when they get through with you. You see, history is a very important thing, because how do you correct and make yourself a better person, or how do you correct and keep yourself from falling into a ditch if you don't have the truth about how you arrived in one ditch or in the ditch that you in? If you want to save others from falling in that ditch, you had better make a map there. That's what history is. It's a map. Do you understand? You see? So you got people that they don't, they can't see past the tip of their nose. If they knew the purpose of history and respected the purpose of history, they'd have a recall election and get that fool out of office down there. Do you understand? I mean, you want your children to rejoice in what is good and to frown on what is evil. That's what you want from your children. See, you are out of season now. You're out of, matter of fact, wickedness was a season that was brought that shall never return now. How you know wickedness never going to return to the earth? Because it's written that unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. So to purposely lie to your children to make them think that the history of slavery that you did and the inhumane treatment that you inflicted upon black people, you, their fathers, inflicted that upon black people to make them think that there was something good about it. You are doing them a disservice. You are making them want to repeat it and not condemn it. And therefore, you have condemned them to hell. Because that ain't coming back. And everybody who tries to work to bring it back is going to be destroyed. So you're setting your own children up to be destroyed. So I'm telling you, the children, all of you white children out there that hear me, don't listen to your lying father or mother who tells you that black people are subhuman or black people are, you done been around black people, and you done been around your own people, and you know how some of the low down things you done saw your daddies do. And ask your daddy or your mama, hey, why don't you come in there and talk to this black man that you say is subhuman and inferior? Why are you scared of him? I mean, I don't see no weapons factories that black people have. All of the munitions and weapons and all that is what white people have. How are black people a threat to white people? You see? I don't know why you calling me at this time, but you need to call into the class if you want to talk to me. So this is the thing that you tell your parents. Observe, be watchful, mindful, because anytime a person claims that someone is a threat to them, they ought to be able to define how that person is threatening them. We don't have nothing to attack white people with. So how are we a threat to you? You liar. You a threat to us. At least you used to be. You ain't no threat to me. And you ain't no threat to nobody that's following me. Not no more. Allah got you right there. That's why some of you can't sleep now. Sleeping pills ain't gonna help you either. That tightness you feel in your brain, that's your punishment. That's the beginning of your punishment. They shall have no rest, day or night. That's right. Next you'll be suicidal. And I ain't gonna try to save you, because you turned down salvation when I tried to save you. So the hell with you. So, but anyway, as the messenger said, you must remember that a ruler, being dishonorable, that his word ain't nothing. He say something and then lie to you. You know, liars don't never remember the lie they told. And even when you catch them in the lie, they'll say they didn't say that. Well, ain't no big thing. That's what he said. Just like that lie. I'm going to build a wall and Mexico going to pay for it. Had them repeat it. We going to build a wall and who going to pay for it? Mexico. Who going to pay for it? Mexico. And the president of Mexico told him he out of his damn mind. That's what the president of Mexico said. And he was right. Mexico ain't paid now a dime for that wall. Do you understand? But Donald Trump, he lied. And didn't nobody call him on it. They just doubled down. As they say, double down. Above them is a wave, and above that is another wave, and just layers of darkness. Do you understand? One lie on top of another. Yep. Lost the election. It was rigged. It was fraud. It was everything until he got in court. Then when he got in court, are you saying that there was fraud? No, Your Honor, we're not saying it was fraud. Why? Because if we say it's fraud in here, you go censor us. You gonna charge us with knowingly coming in court lying. And so no sir, we ain't saying fraud. But they get back on YouTube, just like Giuliani. He confessed and acknowledged and pleaded guilty to what he did to Miss Moss and Miss Freeman. And then get out there on TV and say, well, that was just a formality. And then take it back on out of court. He ain't. But if you get back in court, he ain't gonna take it back. Because he can't take it back. Because everybody know what he did. Do you understand? So that's like people who come in here, they think Islam somehow is like Christianity. Islam ain't Christianity. Islam is the religion of all of the prophets of God. The prophets of God were not liars, and they were not hypocrites. Hypocrites are liars. Point out a lie that any prophet told. Point out a lie that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told. You say you didn't accept him. What did he lie about? The truth that I'm teaching right now came to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. What did he lie about? Yeah. But anyway, you see, you listen to people like Malcolm. You listen to Farrakhan. He come in his own name. He ain't coming to you out of the word of God. He coming to you out of Farrakhan's words. You ain't fooling nobody. You follows individuals. You follows flesh. That's why you don't accept me. It's because you're not interested in the truth. You're interested in who's talking.
My beloved brothers and sisters, God has how many visitors? He don't mean for us to waste our time looking to see who can we make mark of. Yes, sir. That's right, yes, sir. Go ahead, looking and try and show people that if you will mark disrespect, that God did not raise us up to repeat the same. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right. We don't render evil for evil. If you call a man evil for disrespecting and making mockery of you, then you turn around and do the same thing that you condemned him for doing to you, then he done converted you to being like him. And so now your condemnation of him is condemning yourself. Do you hear me?
We must show the world, yes, sir, that we are a righteous people trying to set up the characteristic in our people.
Yes, sir.
Of righteousness.
Yes, sir. Thank you, dear Father. Yes, sir.
We don't want our people acting unrighteous.
Right. That's right.
Regardless to who acted unrighteous by us, we must not do so ourselves, since we represent ourselves as being righteous people.
Right. Yes, sir. Beautiful.
We be righteous.
Yes, sir.
If we said, there goes the devil, then don't try and practice after him if you say you are righteous. Show the devil that you are righteous first.
Right.
Because he's watching you for such. Since you say now you are righteous, then prove it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
And if you say he's not righteous, he will say he was not his maker.
Yes, sir. That's right.
That's right. That'll stop your mouth.
Yes, sir.
He did not make himself.
Go ahead, Apostle.
It was our kind that made it.
Right.
So if you want to make marvel that which you have made, he could easily tell you that I am not responsible for my mate. You made me yourself.
Yes, sir.
Your kind. Let us remember these words.
Yes, sir. Thank you, dear Holy Apostle.
There's lots that we must learn to do.
Yes, sir.
To show forth to the world who we are.
You see, you have people out there that listens and half listens. They hear part of what's said and not the rest of what's said. Do you understand? And then they start trying to give their opinion and their advice. I'm not here to take advice from you. The book told you the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto. I didn't come here to get for you to give me advice. I came here to advise you. I came here to give you orders. You either accept it and live, or reject me and remain condemned. For he that believeth not on the Son is condemned already, because he have not believed in the word of God. That's my name. It became my name when I ate it up. So, you notice, this is just a cup. It received a name other than cup by what you put in it. It's a cup of coffee, a cup of water, a cup of tea. I am the man of God. I am the man of truth. For the truth is the grantor of dominion. The black man's God is truth. That's what the messenger told you. So, you notice if you speaking the truth to me, I listen and I humble myself. And I bear you witness. But the minute you speak something that is not the truth, I stop you. If I'm not sure that it's the truth or not, I stop you and say, where are you getting that from? How did you come up with that? Then you don't want to stop. You want to keep talking. Which tells me then that you know that what you said has no foundation. You see, people always are willing to discuss something when they know it. But when they're trying to put something over on you, they don't want to talk about it too long. When you start questioning them for the facts, for the factual evidence of what they are saying and the factual evidence that it is true, when you start questioning them about it, they start running. Resist the devil, question the devil, and he will run from you. That's what questions are. They are resistance. Do you understand? Yeah. It's just like people that the lady want to come in here and refer to me as dear brother and dear this. I'm not your dear brother. I'm the Son of Man. Now, if you don't want to address me as that, then don't come in here. Don't try to talk to me, because you're not actually speaking to me. What you are actually doing is typing letters to me, and my technician, you're turning them into your spokesperson, because you are afraid to speak to me yourself, which tells on you when you if you thought that there was any type of equality between you and I, you would come in here and talk to me. You don't even respect yourself as a human being, because it's plain to see that I'm a human being. So you don't have nothing to fear there. So why are you afraid to come and have a conversation with me? It is because most of you have lost the ability to hold verbal conversations. That's what that texting and stuff on your phones and text and dropping emails to people and all of that kind of thing. You done lost your ability to have a vocal conversation. You just print something, and because you're not used to talking back and forth, you're not used to having arguments with people. And so when you print something that's false, there's no argument. So you go along never having to argue. And the minute someone argues with you, you start throwing insults, or you start backing away, because you're a coward, and your actions are cowardly actions. You don't proffer testimony in verbal hearings. They call them a hearing, not a reading. You got to show up in court, and you got to present verbal arguments. Do you understand? But liars, they can't tarry in my sight. When you tarry, you stay a while. A liar shall not tarry in my sight. And if I'm not the Lord, you can prove that by coming in here and tarrying in my sight and lying, and see if you can tarry. That's the way you do that. You'll notice. I've had interviews with scientists and whatnot. Dr. Tyson came in once. We talked for, almost 2 hours? Yeah. But he wasn't no liar. Do you understand? And, I enjoyed the conversation. And he seemed to enjoy the conversation with me. But, he wasn't in here spinning yarns. I wasn't gonna do that with him. But, it was nice. I gave him a few things to think about, And that's what I always try to do with people. And I show them the courtesy that they deserve. Because I'm trying to get all of you, no matter what your field is, eventually you're gonna have to recognize me for who I am. Your knowledge that you have gained in this world has made you think more of it than it really is. You see, I could ask many questions to you that would show you how inadequate the knowledge that you have accumulated really is. So it's much that we could share. But I wanted you to hear, since you too cowardly to talk to me, gonna write me a letter telling me what I should stop saying. What I look like stop saying the truth. The truth is we made white people and we made them devils. So we have to take some of the blame for what they've been doing. But now, I'm not going to take the blame no more, because I offered him the chance to remake himself. He was told to do his devilishment for 6 days. His work. His maker told him, you have 6 days to do your work. I didn't hear you. But the Sabbath day shall be a holy day unto the Son of Man. For the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath day. And in it thou shalt do no work. And whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day shall be put out of their mind. Then I don't have to worry about you doing nothing, because you ain't going to have no mind. You're going to be put to death. And you notice, I took all your religions away from you. What other man can say that and get away with saying it? I notice ain't none of you challenging me on with no religion that you got. Why is that? Since I'm a nobody. Allah, he it is who have sent his messenger with the guidance and the religion of truth, that he may make it prevail over the religions, all of them. Whoever came with a religion and prevailed over all religions before me? Who did that? You didn't even have no means of even attempting to prevail over all religions, because you couldn't talk to everybody on the planet at once. But I'm talking to everybody on the planet that have internet access. I'm talking to them. And they can be told that I'm on here saying that their religion is a lie. And they can type something, or they can call Skype, or they can talk to me directly. I notice ain't no evangelicals. All them people who was talking about Islamic terrorists, how come I don't hear that no more? It's because I'm the representative of the religion of Islam. And I'm the only true representative of the religion of Islam. I said I'm the only true representative of the religion of Islam. How can you claim to represent Islam if you don't understand the Holy Scriptures? I'm the one with the power to execute judgment. That's what the Scriptures are. They are the judgment of God. They are the will and testament of God. And I'm the executor of the will. That's why I gather everybody together in a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. That's the word Megiddo, the place of God. Yes. I am Alpha and Omega. I am the first and the last, the beginning and the ending. To what end, to what purpose was the Scriptures? The purpose of the Scripture, or the end to which the Scripture was brought into being, was to produce the mind that's standing here talking to you. The same as the courses of engineering to produce electrical engineers. There are books that are the prescribed courses of study. And when a student is able to take in and maintain or retain what's in those books, that is the end to which those books were written. Yes. And once the end is reached, the first graduate is produced, then that is proof that the books were not in vain. Do you understand? And then that one product can start reproducing. With on-the-job training, he can introduce and reproduce other engineers and don't really have to go back through that. Do you understand? But all of you sit out there and you listen to me, and you hate the fact that I'm always right. And the reason you hate that is because you don't want to be righteous. That does not interest you. You have never been interested in righteousness. You gave up on religion a long time ago. That's what this world was set up for, to make you give up on righteousness. That's why a lot of you don't go to church every now and then when something special happens or whatever, but you ain't interested in no religion. Y'all don't think about no religion. And so now the true religion has come, and you don't want it. You don't want religion now. And you say, well, it's too many religions. I don't know which one is right. I don't want no. Yeah, you do. You know which one is right now. When the real one show up, the rest of them run away. That's how you know the real one is done showed up. The rest of them running away. Go and get me somebody with a religion other than mine. Tell them come on in here and talk to the Son of Man. Tell them if they can prove that their religion is the true religion, I will pay them $50,000. And I'll pay you $50,000 for bringing them out of my followers' bank account. That's a small price to pay to find out that you were mistaken. And now you don't have to keep going in the direction that's going to lead you away from God. If I'm mistaken about me being the Son of Man, I'm not going to find that out by listening to people who agree with me. I got to talk to people who disagree with me. The trouble is, people who disagree don't really have a disagreement. They have disbelief, and they think disbelief is disagreement. That's how ignorant they are, or dumb, so to speak. You know. So I think that's I accomplished what I wanted tonight, which was to make you understand. Excuse me. To make you understand that I don't do things that don't make sense. The things that I'm doing is to bring you into the knowledge and understanding of the truth of the Word of God, so that you can save yourself by adhering to the truth. It's like flesh. That's what we are, the flesh. The scriptures are the bones, spiritually. And if we adhere to the bones, we will be able to stand upright. You see. So I'm going to let it go right there. So may Allah bless us and keep us safe and in our right minds. May Allah's salam alaikum.
This session